Everyone is celebrating this Egyptian revolution. I don't think it ends well.
I believe history is repeating itself now.
Welcome to Glenn Beck for the Record. It has been a hot news week, especially for the thousands of demonstrators down on Wall Street right here in New York City. Now, you know this. For the last 3 weeks, Glenn has been watching and warning that this movement would gain momentum and become increasingly threatening to what makes America, well, American. It's no secret that at the beginning of the protest, the mainstream media pretty much ignored the story. They treated it like a joke, some flash-in-the-pan protest that would amount to zilch. If they had listened to Glenn, they would have known what was coming. And I'm talking about more than just a few celebrities and semi-celebrities showing up. The protests have grown in size and scope tremendously. We have seen more violent confrontation. And it's not over by a long shot.
But nobody seemed too concerned about somebody that was handing out flyers. It was printed by someone anonymous. Anonymous. Usually anonymous in the media. They refer to themselves as We Are Anonymous, We Are Legion. Anybody recognize We Are Legion? Anybody? I want you to, yes, you recognize it? What is it, Michael?
New Testament, yes.
Pardon me? What was the story in the New Testament of We Are Legion?
Jesus comes across the water to a place where there is a man who's been gnashing himself on the rocks.
Right.
And Jesus casts out the devils in this man.
Yep.
And there are many in him.
Cast them into pigs.
Into the pigs.
Right. And he says, who are you?
He says, we are
Legion.
Legion.
We are Legion. You're identifying yourself as We Are Legion. You're not on the right side of things, gang. So they're passing out these things, anonymous, We Are Legion. And on this flyer, the names and addresses of the cop who pepper sprayed, the name not only of the cop that did it, but his family and where his kids go to school. These are extraordinarily dangerous people. Do not be fooled. Russell Simmons, watch.
In solidarity.
I'm here in solidarity.
All the people.
To all the people.
Who are protesting the money grab.
Who are protesting the money grab.
I believe that if we stay strong.
I believe that if we stay strong.
The seed that we're planting today.
The seed that we're planting today.
Will grow into a movement.
Will grow into a movement.
That will get the corporate greed.
That will get the corporate greed.
Off our ass.
Off our ass.
Here you have a bunch of dopey kids thinking that they're out protesting the rich 1% minority that is controlling the 99% majority. Yet, there they are, the free thinkers, meditating with Russell Simmons and mindlessly repeating everything he says. Russell Simmons, kids, is worth $340 million. He's the 1%. Guess what, guys? Looks like he's controlling you too. Bravo, bravo, well done, seriously. Simmons is worth well over $250 million, and they have no problem standing in solidarity with him. And hey, let's use Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg's website, Facebook. Let's use that to, what, protest wealthy people and capitalism? Facebook? Zuckerberg's personal wealth is now estimated at $17.5 billion. In fact, little fact, only George Soros made slightly less money. I mean, why are these guys exempt from the Occupy Wall Street reform that everybody wants? Facebook, Simmons, Michael Moore, Google. Why not? Why? Why? Maybe the Bank of America CEO should sit down and start chanting, I love the Bank of America, and everybody will start chanting it. Really. I mean, really, he's just loaning you money so you can buy stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to. But it is your choice to take out the loan.
I got a lot of student debt. When I graduate from school, I don't know how I'm going to pay my debt. And then, this is ridiculous. This must be America. Other countries are very well and educated, yet we have to pay, to be educated, get a piece of paper, say, oh, I'm educated. At the same time, once we graduate, we got that piece of paper, we look at it like, oh, holy crap, we have debt. We have to pay that.
The problem with capitalism, it doesn't have a heart. It doesn't care about those who are on welfare. It doesn't care about those who are ill. So I'm sorry to say this, and I would be called a communist. We need capitalism with a sprinkling of socialism.
There's no room to be a human being if you're not paying, if you're not in debt here. Money equals debt. So forgive the students the student loans, and then there's money to put back in the economy. We are not dumb. The American people aren't fools. We aren't stupid. Black people are not fools. We aren't stupid. We are well awake, and we are coming. We are coming for you if you don't free us up.
All right, we got a lot to process here on this, and I'm going to do something kind of unusual. In order to understand what's really going on Wall Street, you're saying, let's see if we could get a financial coach and a Blaze reporter to kind of break this all down. It may not sound like it makes sense, but it's going to make sense. Joining me via Skype from Chicago, financial coach Matthew Sapala, and here in the studio, Blaze reporter Buck Sexton. And so hang with me here. We're going to come back to Buck in a second, but I'm going to start with Matthew in Chicago. My question is this. As we've seen these protests evolve, a little bit unfocused at the beginning, more strident and clear in what they're trying to do as time has gone on and in size. They have made it clear that they want to create chaos and uncertainty in the financial markets. Now, you as a financial coach are dealing with people every day. Is that filtering down to the average investor yet, where they're starting to say, you know what, maybe I should be worried about this?
You know, there is a segment of our population that what they want to do is they want to lay the blame, to hide the shame. And then there's the other segment of the population that says, listen, can I find the opportunity within inside this problem? Can I be part of the solution, not the problem? Can I be looking for the upside in the downside? And as a financial coach, that's what we're coaching people to do. That in this crisis, you can find your financial foundation, you can rebuild, you can reinvent yourself. And if you're looking and focusing on progress, what you can do here at home without being in Wall Street protesting, if you're going to be spending energy, time, and money, do that instead versus, who knows, maybe holding up a picket sign.
Right. Now, a lot of people have said, these protesters, they're not going to get what they want. It's really not going to do anything to tank the stock market. But they've been pretty persistent, and they've been clear that they may try to rally a large number of people, say, to not pay their mortgages for 6 months, to try and tank some of these bank stocks. That kind of uncertainty could affect people. What are the safe places where people can go if they are worried about their financial future?
You know, oftentimes, we can't see the picture when we're inside the frame.
Right.
Looking for people that are objective situation, not to be self-serving or anything, but most times people look for a coach, most times look for a mentor, an advisor in their life. It doesn't have to necessarily be financial, but somebody who's been there, done that, who you can learn from their mistakes, and based on that premise, they can find a route to get out of the haze, so to speak, and continue progressing forward.
Yeah. All right, Matt, stand by there. Let me ask you, pay your fair share. There's a lot of talk about, the rich. When you talk to your wealthier clients, do they feel like they're doing their fair share?
Definitely they're doing the fair share, because a lot of the wealthier clients that I deal with are entrepreneurs and business owners and professional athletes transitioning from a professional career into business, translating their brand into creating equity from one industry to another. And, the wealthier clients are always looking for solutions. The wealthier clients are thinking on a different level, and your quality of your life is based on the quality of your decisions and the things you're willing to tolerate. And they chose not to tolerate. If they're going to spend time and energy in doing something, they're going to find that within their own enterprise.
One of the themes we're hearing kind of as a drumbeat down there in the heart of the protest has been from college students, upset about their student loans and saying we want these student loans to be forgiven. I've heard Glenn on the radio this week making fun of them a great deal, making fun of them, saying, and nobody forced you to go to college, but also saying, in a sense, he feels like it's a trap that we've built for a lot of young people that send them off to college. They incur an enormous amount of debt with maybe some uncertainty about whether or how they're going to pay that off. When you talk to clients that have kids that are getting ready for college, what's your advice in general? I'm just curious about the whole, how much debt do you take on as a student?
A former professor from a major university in Washington, D.C., actually told me one time in a personal conversation, says, I want these kids to understand that sometimes a technical school is better than going to college in itself. So you learn a trade, because not college is not for everybody. And, you know, in this country, we've learned to go to school, get good grades, so therefore you can become secure for the rest of your life. So to get that security, you have to incur college debt. And I think that's a fallacy, because creating an opportunity now is much different than looking for a job. And if we're going to allow our students to say you can forgive your college debt because you can't find a job, what we're transcending into the future, our future generations, is that when you say something, you don't really have to do it later on, right, and your integrity is challenged.
Matthew, let me ask you just real quickly about unions. Obviously, there are good unions, good union members. And I've been a member of different unions over the years, but the problem becomes when unions are sort of become unaccountable in a way to their membership and maybe abuse some of that trust. Just on a financial coach level, how do you coach? I mean, you're looking at probably some of your clients who are paying union dues. How are you able to give them advice on the wisdom of that?
The best financial security you can obtain is not through your employer or through the government, but rather the answer is within you.
Right.
Freedom has responsibility. And I think Obama may have gotten it right from the get-go, that this is an era of personal responsibility. So no matter what promises the government had told you in Social Security, no matter what promises your employer told you about pensions or even your 401k plan, you have the responsibility to start your own personal savings plans, because you can create your own financial independence based on the choices you make today.
You know, I think there are some people, Matthew, that are maybe kind of skeptical. Maybe some of them are down there protesting, but I think there might even be some just regular folks who are like, are we in an era where you really can make it in America again? You know, can you just come up with it? Can you be a Steve Jobs and come up with an idea in your garage and one day, have an empire? Or have we just made it too hard to do that?
I'm around a community that is looking for solutions versus a problem. There's a lot of people that I'm around. I'm intentional about the people I surround myself with, and they're not facing such complaints or calamity during this recession. Matter of fact, it's the opposite way around. They're actually laying a great financial foundation to take advantage of the opportunities in this economy. And when I was in private practice as a financial planner, taking on clients, we trained clients. We took a military attitude: plan for the worst, but expect the best. So when the worst came, they're able to go through the worst of times with confidence and clarity, and yet they have. And they're not complaining. They're not in Wall Street complaining. Not here in Chicago complaining that they don't have opportunity, because even though they may have lost value of their home, they didn't lose the equity of the home. Even though everybody's 401k plan went down, their own personal savings plan were the same, if not more, because of the choices that they made 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. So there is hope. There is hope that it's even better right now, because things in terms of real estate, getting involved in the economy, the downside of the economy, there's great opportunity to buy low. Right. The old financial fundamental: buy low and sell high.
Right. Wise words. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Buck. You'll be back with us a little bit later.